everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on these live. Today, we are going to discover more tips and tricks from our makeup artist, Jackie Alves, as she's going to show us the JAFRA Royal collection. So I can't wait to see what she has prepped for us today. So, hey, Jackie, there.
Hey, beautiful. How are you today?
I'm very royal.
Yes, you are indeed. Look at you. Those are
I have
fabulous earrings.
my makeup here, and I'm like, okay, I gotta do JAFRA Royal. I can't tell you how much I'm loving this foundation. The lip jellies too. That's I'm using the cinnamon spice today. So
Ooh,
I just covered the Rose Nouveau lipstick. I mean, I've been with JAFRA for 9 years, but I'm more into the lip stain.
right.
I just discovered the shade Rose Nouveau, and I can't tell you how much I like it. And I don't know if I'm saying it right, Jackie.
Well, you know what? You're close enough, but I believe it's pronounced Rose Nouveau because it's French. And
Oh,
so Nouveau is like new, very
well,
close to in Spanish, right? Nuevo,
yeah.
right? But
Mhm.
Nouveau is like the new rose. So they named it Rose Nouveau. So it's a little bit different. It's a beautiful pinky subdued rose. So you've chosen a beautiful shade.
Well, thank you so much. And I can't wait to see what I'm going to learn from you today. So go ahead. The show is yours.
All right. Well, I'm excited that we're going to be talking about JAFRA Royal Cosmetics. It's just, a wonderful thing for me to know that we've got royal jelly in our makeup. It's a fantastic thing that these days we can get wonderful skincare, good ingredients in makeup, and be confident that what we're putting on our face is actually good for our skin. So, of course, we all love that part. But, also with our JAFRA Royal Radiance foundations that I absolutely adore, they offer a really beautiful dewy finish. So it's a great option if you don't like matte, if you need something that's a little bit medium coverage. Also, these feature an SPF of 20. So that's always a little bonus there. That helps with that incidental sun exposure, right? Well, today I'm going to show you a little trick. So you can see my face is pretty naked, and I've already got on some great skincare, of course. All my Jafra Revitalized products are the ones that I love. And then I have on primer. And now I'm going to go straight into my foundation. And like I said, I've got a little trick for you. So I love to add dimension and contour my face. And sometimes I use powder, bronzer, different shades of foundation, especially if I'm using the Jafra Beauty Cream foundations. But with my Royal, I like to take 3 shades. Now I've got the shade Bare, which is really, really close to my whole entire face. You can see I've got discoloration on my chest, a little bit red here. You can see how white my arms are. They don't see the light of day very often. So I'm all over the board with what color my skin would be. So balancing out is done really easy with the shade Bare. However, I've got the shade Nude that is 1 shade lighter. And then I also grabbed the shade Bronze because it's a few levels deeper. So I'm going to go ahead and hop in with the Bare, the one that matches my skin the best. I'll start with just a little bit on the back of my hand. And that was not Bare, that was Nude. I took off my glasses. So let me go ahead and get the Bare like I said I would. And we'll start with that one since it's the closest match to my face. I'm just going to start right through the middle areas with my JAFRA Beauty foundation brush. This is a great foundation brush for just about any formula, and it'll just buff it in really nice. Now notice I'm not going directly under the eyes. I'm just going right through the middle of my face just to give one quick layer of coverage. Really quick. Now, you can do this with your sponge if you prefer a beauty blender. You can even do this, you know what, you can even do this with your fingers if you want. So this part is easy peasy. I'm going to bring it down the neck. And now, just making sure it's blended around my brows because I already put on eye makeup because I won't be doing that today. but I just want to be careful not to take off my eyebrows. I want to be careful with that really beautiful eyeliner that I bothered to do. So just carving in a little bit, making sure it's blended out. Now I'll go to the lighter shade. Remember, the one that's a little bit too light for me is called Nude. And I'll go in with a little bit of the nude. I'm going to add that right directly under my eyes as a concealer. Now, one great trick I love to offer my friends if they feel like they can't get a concealer that doesn't crease, or if concealer is just too much coverage for them, just use a lighter shade foundation, especially with something that's really beautiful and glowy like this Royal Radiance foundation. Now I'm going to go just a little bit on my jawline to highlight it slightly. Remember, this is the one that's a little too light for my skin. And now I'll just blend it out. And I already had a little bit of foundation on my eyelids before I put on my eyeshadow. So remember, you can use this foundation even as your eyeshadow base, and it will help hold that eyeshadow all day. So got a little bit of that nude right here in the middle. So what has happened is I've brightened up and I've added a much brighter dimension to my face right in these areas under the eyes, tops of the cheeks here, a crescent or half moon shape right here on the forehead, and then highlighted my jawline just a little bit. You can do the bridge of your nose if you like to do that as well to brighten that up. So now let me go in and take this off really quick from the back of my hand so that I don't make a mess, because whew, I am good at making messes, I tell you what. So now I'm going to grab my deeper shade. Now this one, of course, would not be one that would look good on my entire face. It is too deep for me. So this one is about 3 levels too deep for me, and I'm going to go back in and just add a little more dimension and bronzing right underneath the cheekbones. Now, this isn't super deep, like as if I were going to do some really intense contour and really, carve out those features. This is just giving some beautiful glowy dimension with this gorgeous dewy finish foundation. And again, this is really good for our skin as well because it's got that great skincare in it. It's nice, lightweight finish. And this foundation would actually be considered a water-based foundation, in case you're wondering. It doesn't have a very high level of silicone in it. So that's a wonderful thing for me. So you can see now I'm blending it out. I had just kind of some harsh lines there, and now I just want to blend it so it's nice and glowy. Now I'll take that deeper shade right underneath my jawline to help kind of disguise that little bit of a turkey neck. We all hate that. So I'll bring that deeper shade down to give the illusion of a shadow here. So I'm really using this as like a basic contouring. And it's super simple. If you're like some of my friends and you're like, I am not good at that contouring nonsense, I don't know how to do that. It's okay. This is actually a very simple technique that you can try and see what you think. I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit down here where I have that redness on my chest and buff that out. And I'm just doing a very, very lightweight layer right through here. So I'm not really worried about getting it on my clothes because it's just buffing in real quick, really even. And I'll just let it settle in a little bit. Now, I'm going to just go back and double check everything to make sure I'm well blended. And I think this has given me a really, really beautiful glow. I really like the way this turned out. Monica, what do you think of this?
I think that I need to practice that technique because it does, look so easy to replicate. And we just have one of our followers asking what foundation it is. So if you can just show the bottle, it's our JAFRA Royal foundation. It has royal jelly in it. So I really love how you gave us that tip for the, using the darker shade here. So I'm definitely going to try that out.
And what you can do, you can see how my shoulders are so white as well. So I would go back in with that deeper shade and even mix a little bit with my moisturizer or body lotion just to tint a little bit, and then brush it over with a large body brush or a fat kabuki brush, even a little sponge. You can just brush it over for a nice little glow or tint. So now that I'm finished with my foundation, I'll just press in with a little bit of my beautiful translucent powder. I don't want to take away the glow of this foundation though. So I'm just setting very, very light. And now I've got that where it's going to set. It'll last a little bit longer. It did mattify it just a tiny bit, but not too much, because I don't know if you can see on camera, but I can see in my mirror, I've still got a really, really beautiful glow on my skin. I'm actually really loving this and thinking I need to do this more often. I love the way this turned out. But now I'm just going to hop in with a tiny bit of blush. And this is the shade Bronze. This is just a powder blush. You can easily use a cream blush if that's what you like, or even a multi-use pigment, whatever you like to bring out your cheeks just a little bit. But I'm just going to use Bronze because I sure am loving how golden and glowy this whole look is. So just popping it right on the cheekbone there. Now remember, I used that deeper shade right through here, and I'm popping my blush right on top of it. And I'll even do a tiny bit right on the bridge of my nose. One other little trick, you can add some extra dimension by putting a little bit of blush right above the arch of your brow. And especially if it's not a super pink blush or, like a bright magenta blush, if you've just got a nice subdued blush, a peach or a bronze, you can just put it right above the arches of the brows. It just adds a nice sun-kissed look. And now that I'm finished with that, normally in my makeup routine, this is when I would have went on to do my eyes, my brows, all of that, and then some concealer later. But I've already gotten that brightened up under my eyes, so I don't need to add more product. That's really a great, quick, and easy way to get a beautiful base. But now I've got a really great trick for you. So Monica shared that her favorite Royal Jelly lipstick is that Rose Nouveau. And I'm going to start off with a little bit of lip liner. I'm going to start with the shade Dahlia in the JAFRA Beauty Roll Up. It's called an automatic lip liner because it rolls up. You don't have to sharpen it. But these are very mattifying and they're super long wear. So I'll start at my Cupid's bow. And I'll switch to the bottom now. And just a little bit of cleanup. Making sure it's well blended. Now I want to go in with my favorite red lipstick. This is one of the Royal Jelly lipsticks, the JAFRA Royal formula in the matte lipstick. This is the shade Bésame Mucho that I love. I mean, who doesn't love that anyway? Who doesn't want to be kissed a lot? And just filling that in. Now I want to quickly grab a magnifying mirror to make sure I stayed in the lines. Oh yeah, I did pretty good. Not bad at all. Now, one of my favorite things to do with this lipstick is to add the JAFRA Royal Lip Plumping Jelly in the shade Spicy Cherry right on top, because you guys will be shocked at what a pop of color this gives. It's not just like a lip gloss, how you think you can kind of see through it. It's a little opaque. It might just add a little shine. This actually adds some very intense color, so you're going to love it. Check that out. Great for smooching. And last but not least, let's finish that look off. You can go back in at this point and apply your false lashes. fix up anything, you know, little mistakes you may have made at this point. But once you're finished and you're satisfied with the look like I am, I'm going to take my JAFRA Beauty setting spray and just go right across. I'm going to use my beautiful fan. Make sure that's dry quickly. I don't like to leave it sitting there. And now I've got a look that's not only beautiful and glowy, it's built to last. What do you think, Mon?
I think it's fabulous. The Besame Mucho lipstick just gave that, final look. Like, it's very attractive, very simple to replicate. I think it goes with everything, whether it's a day look or night look. I love it.
Yeah, thank you. It's definitely, you can wear this day or night. And if I was going to wear this into the night, I might just jazz up the eyes a little bit, add a false lash, maybe a little bit more blush, but my lips are ready to go.
Jackie, so I do have a question, just because you
Yeah.
mentioned that you don't like the setting spray to, dry by itself. Like, why is that? What's the difference between you using your fan or letting it dry by itself?
I just feel like if I can get it to dry faster, my makeup looks fresher. You know, you've got less time to laugh or sneeze or cry or have a conversation, especially with my clients that come here to my studio. I like to get that setting spray on and get it dried quick. Otherwise, you're always going to have somebody in your chair who's having a good time, laughing, wanting to talk. So I'm like, let's get that dried fast.
All right, quick tip. I mean, great tip. I also do that too. I just boom, 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 my setting spray and then my fan. So
Yeah,
just in
plus
case
it
anybody
feels
was wondering,
amazing.
like me, why?
Well, and it also feels amazing, Monica. So who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to feel bougie or fancy? All right. So it looks like we've got quite a few peeps watching with us right now. That's exciting.
It is, and I've seen great comments. Somebody said, oh yeah, Annellis, she said those lipsticks are life,
They
and I
really are.
agree. I agree. Like I said, I'm a fan of the lip stains, but I just got the entire collection of the JAFRA Royal lipsticks, and I was trying them on. I'm like, okay, let me find. I haven't tried the Besame Mucho yet, because I know the
Oh,
red ones are. I mean, I've tried it on my hand, but I haven't been able to put it on my lips, because with the red lips, I have to, be relaxed, not in a rush to be able to get it perfect.
yeah, you do. You have to give it the attention it deserves because red lipstick is no joke.
Jackie, so another tip that I would like to give our followers, and I get this question a lot. For example, if we are using, I see that your eyeshadow, it's more like an orangey bronze color, and those lips are really popping, but let's say that it's a darker shade in the eyeshadow. What colored
Mhm.
lipstick do you recommend?
So, you know, I just went with kind of this sultry eyeshadow look that was really pretty simple. I used the JAFRA Beauty Liquid eyeshadow in the shade Dorado. So I had kind of a whole gold thing going and then that pop of red. But say you wanted to go with something much different on your eyes and you're looking for a different combo. A really beautiful combo is, let me see if I can find the shade that I love so much. It's right here. So, the Merlot lip liner, this is in the same formula that I used for the red lip liner, but this one is called Merlot. And it's not necessarily like a deep wine like you think Merlot is. This has like a more of a spicy shade to it. And believe it or not, it looks beautiful with Picante Pink lip plumping jelly. They make a beautiful combo. But if you feel like that's got a little too much depth or it's a little too much on the orange side, you could also combo it with blushing lip liner. But there's so much pigment to these lip plumping jellies, you can really almost use them as your full lip color. They don't necessarily have to go over a lipstick. So these are super fun to have. Now, Monica, I did show this one time over on my YouTube channel, I was using this wonderful JAFRA combo that I love. I used blushing lip liner, but I colored my entire lip with it. And then I went over the top with the lip plumping jelly. And it was fantastic. And when I said picante pink, I could not help myself but to say it with an accent. So I said picante pink. And I just now in my head, every time I try to sound fancy and say picante pink, in my head, I hear picante pink.
Wonderful. Jackie, what suggestions do we have on royal lipsticks to last a little bit longer?
Oh, that's one of my favorites. So I'm so glad you asked. Who asked that?
Carol Berga.
Wonderful. Thank you for asking that. So, this is something that we face constantly here at the beauty bar. As you can see, it's an actual makeup studio, and we serve brides and wedding parties, beautiful quinceañeras, special occasions. So, we're always looking for some lipstick that's going to outlast the occasion, right? We want the brides to still have lipstick on after they kiss the groom or drink some champagne, right? So, one of our very best tricks that we use here at the beauty bar is partnering. Oh, I can't find it. It's not handy, but we start with the JAFRA lip stain. It's called the JAFRA Beauty Lip Stain. And I always say that stuff does not play. You have got to chisel that stuff off. So we start with that, whether it's a perfect match or not. There's a wonderful shade called Always Tender that we use if we're working with a neutral lipstick. And then also there's Always Fierce that if we're working with a red, we'll start with that. So we use it as a base for our lipstick. So you can wear it alone, yes, but if you want your royal lipstick to last longer, you can base it with a lip stain, find a coordinating shade, and then you can go in with your lip liner, your lipstick, and your gloss if you'd like. You can forego the gloss if you prefer, but if you want to do all three steps like I did today and then just base it with your Always lip stain, it's going to ensure that you've got a really great lip color, lip look for your entire occasion. So I hope that helps, and I'm so glad you asked. We love to use that trick here.
Another one for my book.
Yes, write that one down, you guys.
Yeah, very good tip because I would never thought about, mixing a lip stain with a lipstick. I've done lip stain with lip gloss, but not lipstick. So I'll give that a try, and I hope Carol does the same.
Yeah, you know what's so great about that too, Monica, is a lot of lip stains I tried that with before because I've been a makeup artist for 33 years. So I've tried that before, but sometimes when you get a lip stain and you put something on top of it, it begins to disintegrate. So I love that JAFRA's lip stains work like that because you don't really compromise the integrity of the product. It doesn't break down or separate on you. It just holds that second layer beautifully.
Nice. So when you apply the lip stain, do you let that dry completely, right?
I do. I don't go in full. Like when you're going to wear the lip stain alone, typically you'll do 2 layers. You'll do it really careful. When I use it as a base, just a little bit quicker, and I'm using a disposable lip wand as well or a lip brush, because I'm not taking it from the tube onto my client. So I'm not getting as thick of a layer. So it's almost like you're using it as your primer for your foundation or your hair gel before you curl and set. So it's just kind of like that beautiful underlayer.
Nice. I'll give that a try. And we do have one of our consultants, Tina. She says that she wears the Always Tender with the beige chiffon.
That is our favorite combo here, Tina. It's our #1 combo requested by most of our brides, all of their bridesmaids. It's our #1 selling lip combo here. Not only do they love it for pictures and weddings, they always want to take it home with them too.
Well, Jackie, thank you so much for giving us, a quick Sun-Kissed Royal Ready using the Royal Foundation. If you can just share with us the 3 shades that you use, because I do have a follower that was asking.
Of course. So for my lips, I used the lip liner in the shade Dahlia. That's in the JAFRA Beauty Automatic Lip Liner formula, the one that rolls up. I like that because it's super long wear. Then I went in with my lipstick in the JAFRA Royal Matte Lipstick Collection, and it's Besame Mucho. I like that one for a red because it's a beautiful neutral red. So it doesn't have a lot of blue, it doesn't have a lot of yellow in it, so I can wear it with just about anything. And then I went right on top of that with the JAFRA Royal Lip Plumping Jelly in the shade Spicy Cherry. One of the most beautiful reds I've ever seen. It's like a true neutral red. So you're gonna love this. This trio together is incredible.
All right. Thank you, Jackie. And thank you, everyone that stayed here with us and follow, the wonderful tips that Jackie always has for us. We learn something new every time I connect with you, whether it's a makeup hack or a tip. I just love to take notes, and then I go to my makeup station and try to replicate. So what do we think today?
I think you look fabulously gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, Jackie, it's been a pleasure. Anything else that you would like to add for today's live?
Absolutely. First of all, thanks everyone for popping in with us and learning something new about some of our beautiful Royal products. But don't forget, there's no rules in makeup. So just because I did it like this or I use that, that doesn't mean you have to do the exact same thing. I love to remind everybody that makeup should be fun and your makeup routine should be anything but routine. So don't be afraid to try new things. If you were thinking, oh, Jackie, there's no way I could use all of those foundations, try it anyway. I bet you might like it. And even if you don't, you're going to be okay. Just let it be fun and let it always be an experiment.
Thank you, Jackie, and thank you for no rules in makeup. I love that.
No rules, my friend.
Well, thank you, everyone that stayed here with us. And I just want to say, have a wonderful rest of the day. Jackie, thank you.
Thank you so much, Monica. Have a wonderful day.